Madisumena ha aba United Television so shane so sekasie ubetimi ahweye e wa be for 10 times so UTV Ghana saso and channel 360 on DSTV so ubetimi ahwe dwumedie no e de e free honomo ene ewie dwumako bi madaroma e no maso masene a metimi e begire mu e de kasie nyina aba bedan wasera kese enkoma this way chocolate drink de wu hia eni insushi anapa na edu ewie de a meka kire say Joe Ice, any one soon, you know, Nabugu, Bodde Masada, ever best point savings and loans, and the best assurance in na, and so I will honor my ho, a sika crabby, papa, will bet me, and Yahoto so, I will honor to insurance, and we see Kenyan so, Fako dying warm, special ice mineral water, a super, if an abujun so, and a special drink singing a mouse and kabi, na ebe boa pass, also na you too, I data salt. Me ya obenti nchina metimi aka for the amount YouTube emma ebi mpa eda ene kaseboy anase wie kaseboy nsem ahodo a obetimi anase obeti bi afri mu appointment committee aksana se amasofo a omampanyini His Excellency John Dramani Mahama bo mudi no omuguso a etoto wo mo ano saso ena eba piemu ewo nkwanta ewo oti regional mentime ho asene ntokwa ekoso wo honom no sabre painful anase asrafo akwakopi mu ho ye ne ensem chofo so ebetwetwen enkomo e de afa ho ti beti bi afamu sanso no mapanyini His Excellency John Dramani Mahama sabre wo sei hwehwemu ebekoso e wo boase nipa yesusu se nipa be enson wotwe a yeku wo mo wo sei hwehwemu ebekoso ama wo mo a wo mo boase mu no ye de wo maba begina eye emra enimo akenkanfo ye me abena chei boache enche bia na omampanyin His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ebo edin ahodo aswafo a oni wo mo ebedi djuma na sabre appointment committee agi edwa a wo mo toto anu nimdini anase onimonyamfo a wote edwam sesi asabre ye toto na no Minister for Roads and Highways designate se agine tuma na oba be osuafo be hwe ya kwantempon ene ye nsuo eso ne ya kwantempon ye mfiche akwankwan ne so nyina oba ehwe so owura Kwame Government Agbaza wo MP wona sabre ya wote adwama busuafo mama yenda ye ho na yenko ne yenkohwe ensem a ye bisa owura Agbaza ene anu yie so a wode ema ye beba sesia.
Thank you, boss. Mr. Chairman, the nominee happens to be my chief whip. I've worked with him closely for 2 years. I know his competence, and he's one person I can vouch for his competence at any point in time. Mr. Chairman, in his answer, he said, so far, the immediate past government, the MPP government, has left behind contracts worth 100 billion cedis. Contract, commitment, it's contract. Commitment is contract. So you don't just commit, you commit through contracts. So contracts through 100 billion cedis. And apart from that, you have 20 billion Ghana cedis being unpaid certificates, GOG, and 15 billion Ghana cedis unpaid certificate at the road fund. 135 billion Ghana cedis. The national budget, the appropriations is just in excess of 200 billion cedis. In excess of 200 billion cedis. 135 is approximately 60-something% of the whole budget, including wages, salaries, and everything, debt service, and everything. Are you trying to say that we should cede the whole budget to the road sector, vis-a-vis what has been left behind because of what the previous government has left behind? Previous government has left behind. The total road sector commitment and arrest is just enough for a whole year's budget. Is that what you are trying to say?
Chairman, the situation is even worse than that. The 100 billion commitment, because these projects, some of them are designed and built Let me give you an example. On the way to your own constituency, the rehabilitation and upgrading of Kasua to Akoti Road. The contract sum is about 1 billion Ghana cedi. That's lot 1. And then that is kilometer 0 to kilometer 12. Akoti to Winneba. That leads to the respected minority leaders constituency. That one is 987 million Ghana cedi. The remark is that new figures to be agreed. What it means is that these figures are not stable. So the 100 billion I gave you is not cost to complete. This is the projected figure as of the time this report was prepared. So you would surely have to find extra money by the time you complete this project. So cost to complete will be more than this. Do I expect you to hand over the national budget to me? No, because education, healthcare, even the salaries of teachers and ourselves have to be paid as item 1 things. That is why I think the way out is to sit down. Maybe everybody involved in this must be prepared to take some level of responsibility. How we do it, I'll defer that to you as the finance minister. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you very much. Honorable Nyako, please note it down as your substantive question. If I will give you the floor very soon. Honorable Shaibu, your second substantive question.
Chairman, most grateful. Honorable nominee, one fine evening.
Abusafo ya to akase no so ne ye Ghana mine UTV ahwefo nyina ebo se kase yi koso ne wo mu aye beda ye ho ne akọ appointment committee for wo mo akache area ne yasan aba ne abeto aso saa e na ye bekọ no nti ye to akase no sabe mabepie mu e wo mampanyini His Excellency John Dramani Mahama na kache na ne wa hyebo kese ye pa de atudwa o se ye kọ amaya hodo ebinum so a mantan a super tosu mienu no ade mpuntu nyuma ekoso yie pa wo hono ma ne mpuntu nyuma ne nkoso no ya aben mantan a edikan no enu nti sabre wo de bohye akode ama asanteman de ote kokoso His Royal Majesty otumfo se tutu otoso mienu se sabre one ne ba be ka bom se de be ya mpuntu nyuma ebetimi aba wo asanteman tem.
Akwaside edikan ewo 2025 akoso na obepiem ewo Kumase ewo Asante Mantema Manhyia himfie sene akwaside bia Asante no tumfo osetutu otoso mienu ene nananom atrakonwa ebo edwa ema enipa epi ebepiem ma omudi ade no eno ene koso a Ghana mampanyini His Excellency John Dramani Mahama esubepiem a titrifo ni bi etese Dr. Osei Kwame Despite oye kofabai mechere president Edema Despite Group of Companies wone nikuo is Lagos Executive Fitness Club ene eye abamu mpanyimfo atitrifo ene bepiem honom na mra Ghana mampanyini kasa ene wo kire se obehwe se oyo mampanyini mpuntu dwuma a esefata bia e Asante Mantem ha bia obehwe se ebeba so mra wo kasa no osre Asante no tumfo osetutu otoso mienu se mra bi atwam a obeye o mampanyini emwa a wode boa no obesre no se saa mre so wasa ba ne second term iso so no osa be o mampanyini emwa bi obehia bia no obeba ne nase.
There are many projects that have been left uncompleted. The Silwa Hospital is not operational because there's no electricity, there's no water, and the road to the hospital has not been constructed. I wish to assure you that we will tackle it immediately and make sure that we can open the doors of that hospital so that it will ease the pressure on Okonfanoche. We need to move some of the patients from Okonfanoche to Silwa so that we can empty the infrastructure in Okonfanoche and do the renovations that are necessary. It is difficult to do the renovations of Okonfanoche when the hospital is working at full capacity. And so, Nana, I assure you that we will work together on that. During my administration, we decided that there was the need for a second military hospital. The importance of military hospitals is that they are emergency hospitals that provide health care at all times to the public. And so there are cases where we have had misunderstandings with our doctors and nurses when there has been a strike and the public hospitals are closed. the military hospitals always remain open as emergency hospitals. And that is why we decided to build the second military hospital here in Asantemai in Afari. I assure you, we're going to accelerate work on the second military hospital in Afari and open its doors so that it can serve. Your Royal Majesty, I want to take this opportunity to thank the people of Ghana for the confidence reposed in me and the NDC in electing us to government.
1.7.
I know that your expectations are very high, and I know that the challenge that we face are very daunting, but I can assure you that we will do our best and will work our hardest to be able to overcome these challenges and make Ghana a better place for our children and our grandchildren.
Asante Mampong hene dasebre osei bonsu a otoso mienu ejina niwura anaimu asante hene otumfo osei tutu otoso mienu ekasai.
Today's visit constitutes the first that we've made to our kingdom after becoming, by the enabling constitution of Mother Ghana, our precious President of Mother Ghana. This momentous occasion, we would like you, please, to remember always that all the undertakings and the promises that you've made over the air, of the record, in quiet, please, in the name of Otumfuo, publicly now, I implore you to fulfill all your promises to us in the great Ashanti Kingdom. What we know is that we are streamlining the number of the ministers, ministerial posts you are creating. But we trust that those who matter and whose schedule of duty devolve in developmental projects, you should always remind them that Asantemai should be number one.
Yegusua ewo omampanyini akache woni nsrahwem anasa ne nsramu ewo Asantemantam mu hono ma biom na yegina na bra wo kasa no ene osan ede to ode adesrede to tumfo setutu ahotoso mienu enim se wo sre no ni tumi a wo onfanka ne ho no wo mo no se de be ya Ghana yesikasem entoto ye ebetimi akoyi osesa bre die yegina kono enya de se yesikasem no ekoyi kra nti wo sre no pa onka ne ho no mo nyesa entoto ye no.
Your Royal Majesty, our nation Ghana is facing a dire economic crisis. While this is not the first time that we have been in such a crisis, this particular crisis, characterized by a high rate of inflation, macroeconomic instability, a depreciating currency, and above all, a debt default which has shut us out of the international credit market, is a more daunting challenge than we have ever experienced in our history. As president, between 2013 and 2017, we faced macroeconomic instability. And I remember that at the time, some of the times we had obstacles in our way of bringing stability to our economy and restoring economic growth. I had the privilege of calling on you to use your influence and diplomacy to smoothen the path so that it could open up the path towards prosperity and progress. And at the time, anytime I called on you, you did not hesitate. And I wish to thank you for the cooperation that I enjoyed with you at that time, and to publicly acclaim and acknowledge that some of the economic progress that we achieved in that period was due to the work that you did. Your Royal Majesty, as we have inherited a difficult economic situation, I'll be calling on you again from time to time. And I know that when I call on you, you will not hesitate so that we can work together to put our nation Ghana back on its feet. I want to take this opportunity to thank the people of Ghana for the confidence reposed in me and the NDC in electing us to government. I know that your expectations are very high, and I know that the challenge that we face are very daunting, but I can assure you that we will do our best and will work our hardest to be able to overcome these challenges and make Ghana a better place for our children and our grandchildren.
Abusuafo Sabre yedai ho na yasan akọ vetting committee and as appointment committee ho no masoafo a omampanyina bọ mudi omototo o mano no yese ko ho no na yasan akọje de ho so ne de aba.
Driver who says I don't want to pay road toll. What I hear them say all the time is we are paying the road toll. How come our roads are still like this? So as long as we can prove to them we are using this money to improve the conditions on our road, I am sure they will be able to accommodate. However, you are also aware that when my boss, the majority leader, took the chair here, he suggested some of the draconian taxes that are going to be removed in his first budget. Those savings would make more meaning to the ordinary Ghanaian. E-levy is going, and it's a promise the president has made, and it is going. And I'm sure your constituents are going to be happy to see e-levy go. Betting tax is going, and I'm sure the young people in your constituency are going to be happy to see betting tax go. So I know you mean well together in the House and together with my colleague, Honorable Osei Nyako and the rest of the committee, we are going to work together to make sure the reintroduction of the road toll together with the Ministry of Finance makes sense, is fair, it is collected fairly, and also it is applied to things that matter to the people of this country. Thank you.
Honourable members, it's now the turn of Honourable Kennedy Osei Nyako.
Abusuafo yetwa kase no so Sabre yensem twironi kwabena ohini nto ewa homa no so ye ne baba twetwe nkomo ni nyina eye nkwanta south ewo T region menteme ho ase ne eja hyehye ni nipa binom a sebe mu fi mu omufa mu ehwere wo mu enkwa Sabre yenya ne nte se nipa be 200 ena omu edwane abra bambo adwumayefo ene asrafo kopie mu ewo kronum no kwabena woteme nka memo ha eba UTV kase so. Hello, Kwabena.
Okay, ma.
Mema waha eba UTV kase so.
Mejo so na hima.
Yo, sa minim se na wochi etwem ye twetwe nkomo efa enkwanta south ensemo ahodo a ekoso ewo honomo. Na Sabre fi Sabre na bepem Sabre sei na eho esitie se de enyante ye se nipa be 200 edwane no no kresa na.
Yo, said you what see and started here. We will cry there more than 200. No more again a free and quanta podium over and then now what you prepare. Sam Tim was sorry, Emma a 2 year. Emma amount for so a dine a year a mebunum be a charger at a 2 moon. When you know a tio so a cassa Emma Namsunti. Nipa Bay and Sia actually one more enqua. I just will share a year UTV for every year. In the picture said that's all Nina a more could say a year is slow Obibeka fear and panic. I say amount for more must say a year and quanta Yebeka Adani amount for so ama Nina no see a can a year the update. Let it depends here and prempray almost every move. The bio so a year a trio Makubaye and 9 the bio a year raffles a hoodoo and I say assorted weapons a hoodoo na bamboo for a police for any a soldier for almost at me aji a free and crown crab beho. Nipa beye edusu so na a police for ni a soldier for ensa asomu so bu ekura eye akodie ne ho konbante ne ya manugu so ameka sei ode omo kwa kopiem e wodambai asembibia na eye emra no ene omo akon ahye a sei eye a soldier for ani a police for omo bom pempem na nka me kire ene eye jadake amanfo no bi free Zabzugu Tatale ebi free Bimbila ebi free Yendi ebi free Dambai ebi free mmea bebre ebe piem ewo enkwanta krodiem nanso na mentimo wase ekoso ama etuotutu yenti no edifie empanika ba be hye amanfo mu chese amanfo kodwam a ehoda ho pan chese amanfo anhyeda ama ekrom ni nyina no ohia a police for ne asojafo bom ne do so chese omu edi mu akotene na schools die ni nyina akrosu de down esa achechefo esuro se bia okwa akodrade a bia eye obi beba beto ahye so sa so na school kwada so se koba so mko school na obi eni ho a enso ebekwa akoyi obi na mranku asa tututu ekosu gina eye abusia bia sedi nkomuti omu ba bia omo empe ho asem eye chokosifo omo de hye baako etuo akasa na amatesi amanguso amekase chokosifo eni abre papa a ni nyina no maame omo eye press conference na eye omo spokesperson eye ogwedumunya for Godwin na ya yombu ai edi amanfo de frene ya Lion King wo mencha chese wedi nka wadawoba omo edi ato aban ni mpenfo anim se omo ma emra ne nya adwuma se sia de manimi ya entisa omo de ma aban akosi eye efiada na omo enhu perpetrator se omo eku omo ede hie ana wotutuo ma ekoka omo de hie ma oto anana no enyi won sia de dia eni omo betulu no omo hofo na ka kunya di kokokumi wedi bibisa de ba akumi uni bisa de be YouTube ahwefo ene obi asoso ebeti de ekoso ewo nkwanta kodium Lion King wadaruma enne adenti na mo yes press conference
ya ni abrepa esa na say ye di share da fam ye di share da fam ye chokosifo ankromfo nimi ye omo fa ya no for ye ni tribe bia ni ntokwa ye omo ntokwa no koso no ya nkoto bia chi ye tiwo nande omo ye sama tuo akoka ye di share ma ye di share da ho no nkola edwane ye sisa omo frikrom omo bisa omo papa wa he abusiani bia ntimi nka hwenkyere nkola no nti ya ni abrepa ye hwe mbrani nti mbrani sankrofo no bedi na ya mom akodru Friday ye ni ye mpenifo kasa mpenifo no na aso youth no na ya ye din na ye hwe mbra no ye mom ko si Friday si mpenifo ye ni ombe bia na omo fa perpetrators no mbra book and yes I will advise ourselves because ne kono de ya ni abrepa ya ni abre ye nchele mo bia kra
yo until ba him na say eye chokosifo so eye omuso person the man you do eye ogwen munya for the na ya jompu dia do na the friend Lion King na wo ka say na tete akwa ba ni sia na tete asubia ye pen wo enkwanta kodie ma no ebe hia sem ni manim ya mpenfo betumi ede wonan asifom yi na watoto edema enti wo mraku a UTV nsentwe ni yo NTOW anana awre the third am yes sort of ehene am wo he omokọ asem bia na ye do omokọ court no mekoso adi ekire ebia entu adwumre na ho nsonsanso gina aba ebema ya hwefo gina soso ebetumi ehunu enti sedie asojafo or policefo omo boban wo mrekwa daje ni poso ni nyina no immigration force so eye rapid response unit no so omo aba be piem omo so ehwe de be ya ye borders ni nyina bibia be esan samanfo to bi di bone wa ha no badwane kotogo ni nyina no omo ehwe esi ni nyina kwan na omo di sa nyamransem nyina so ensa etumi aso omu eni YouTube ahwefo yeguso ye di akire nti kwanta so far nipa maku insia na atwa nananom ewo nsia do omo ma prepare so so de omo buru ebeye du edan ya omo ahye no so so de eburu beye edu na nipa beye edu so so de a police for ni asoja for nsa so omo de omo kogina asem bibia ma emra no enu woni edu
mami mbisa se womo asabre uchire mu no ka se nipa eburu ahenu krompo na omo dwane yebetimi akase omo dwane no womo ena omo ho bo asem mu anase womo dwane no omo pe omo tie didim enti na ama omo dwane
oba hima omo dwane nyeso omo ho bo asem dadi enkane de na sebie ase ne ehya ase ne obi anim se eye abusuakwo we ni abusuakwo we na enya a chese omo ankasa ekum omo anase omo ankasa ese wona japade ni nyina ahya ase 2023 20th November ne nam so ntipa beye aduonu femu atu ananam ewonsie do amanfo ajapade hyehye ye amanfo adan ne ho kɔ ba na wedie yanto ankan kosoro anso eye baabi a input the sense eye game and wildlife manager no mfiri ha baabi a ono amanfo kotia ambushi no tio gudu so ema ebi ekanensa ne ka nyina hwehwe epapaye we nyina ntonchen so eye health director ne chief driver no a driver no ne ye ne ba won so akọ school ne papa gina ekoki enso so mo sani etuo mu egu won so ebio eye global sorry e wa ha mo key driver ba ko ne ba yare wo kwa akoto adurabo ne akona ne nyina na tika edim na manfo asani tuo egu no so ama papa ne de kan na wato na nanam e won sedo ama akora no emoja petepete no ho ama omo de ne koto eye St. Joseph Catholic Hospital nanso ni nyina no e kire se de omo enyi otweni enyi adoa obi biara ke so won kwanta bia wo ye target che se be hia so obi abehwem eni ntina bambo adwuma ko so abade ne ma egu akwami nti omo mo adwane no nya meanim no kure ni nye se omo ho bo wom ne mom se de se etua boba no ena atuo no mtutu enim obia a obia is at risk bibia susu ebetumi esi ni ntina manfo edwane dwane en bokra susu bokra na cars bokra eni ho na wotumi adi atukwan na se wotumi edi entu amanfo gugu station ha manfo dwane bokra de sefin oba himanti sana nsemi nyina eti
okay kwabana ibeda wasepa ne de wasi yakoso afo wani die chedie befim ababia nso na wa mahwefo nyina ate abusuafo yensem troni kwabana nto ene etene nka ode eya maneboye free oti region kwanta south sabre yese daye ho ne yakopie mu e appointment committee opanyina ye toto na no Kwame Governs Agbaza oye MP Minister of Roads and Highways designate and yet to run on
It embellishes the problem so neatly for few months that you may never know what is beneath. But after a few months, you realize that it has failed completely. Not only the contractors. I'm an architect by profession. If I practice elsewhere outside this country, the employer insists I take professional indemnity insurance before I touch his or her work. I.e., so if the work fails, he can draw on the professional indemnity to get some compensation. Is it time for consultants taking on huge government contracts to take the appropriate indemnity to cover the services they are providing? Because the Ghanaian doesn't understand why you would do a project in his backyard, a road to say, and 6 months the rain washes the whole thing away, and then we are looking for another money to come and start. So it will be a combination of these things. I've heard people talk about increase the defect liability period to 24 months. That will not necessarily solve the problem. The problem is that we need to build a capacity and put some of the risk on the back of the consultants and others, but also to encourage government to pay contractors and consultants on time to be able to execute the works within schedule.
Abuso Frenche bia eno mampanyin His Excellency John Dramani Mahama apa bejokobi sesa abre omo entina so na yen constitution no anase Ghana mamara no wom insachiraye entimi enkoso ewo mu na ne ye ne eye lawyer ni mapa eba betwetwe enkomo ne ahye sana montu a eye mampanyin atui ebebo man Ghana na nya bia mpo no yen constitution no ntokuro ededem SSA 2020 amendment and as a review bekosui ebeboa ya na sabe yensaka senior lawyer Justice Abdullahi ewa homane so lawyer atime kan me mo akwaba. Hello lawyer Abdullahi abusofo egusoa epusu ahoma no na sabe de koi empanyimfo a wo mo ebetena mu no maye enhwehwemu no mo hwehwemu no mu no wapanyine etu abosome be se enum ena esi wonom se omfanye san hwehwemu ina for mu wi a wo mo de wo bia nso omasan e de aba betuja Professor H Kwesi Prempe ena ye chem ono be yetitire ni ewo abedwekoi a yate ne sisi ina se the medical dia to monim no se lawyer Abdullahi ena ye no eba betwetwe nkomo senior lawyer ultimate kan me wa ha
yeah obi ade
me pacho bibia boko de yo we lawyer ni mapai de minim se ade a mampanyi de aba betudwai wo bese enye wanim asem foforo wado asuko ewo mu pa mami endi kan bisa se bayen constitution na entokro ewo mu ana
Ukraine constitution ye de ebu o man be infie biasani no nti wo bibiri wo na nyamencha de se si ehwe eniema Ghana ha yen sheda enko ho empre ho bebia ye party MPP ni ndc yen sheda empre ho bebia eno ni asema American party ni nyina ajutu say constitution ni de em say chima wo mu do so pa anti se be ha abe afe 2008 sama mi koto abano mpanifo no mudi party ni nyina ni no bia jitu abra na ye presidential election debate no mu na jitu zampa constitution no ehyan sasaye inti ampa edi abato no kogu awie no ye ya mampani atamos edi nkunim no otu ho na mo etu abejoku bi ti wo se komunhwem nanka yensa constitution ni mo fa recommendations bra nanka yenhwe nanka yenfa nsa constitution ni ampa am se be ha be 2011 ho December be bi no de o manu asem ebeto o mampani ni e ma o mampani so edi white paper ebeto so se ampa nti mo de ba no waje dodo na atum na de o nsema o ka fa on so o de nyina to white paper so ema ifi ho no sa white paper na no o mampani a watwemu eka esisu pise nko te implementation committee ama o magama recommendations ne nyansa dodo ne nsem bebe abamu na nke yenhwe na nke yenfa nyadwuma nemum sie beka sa me no mampani atamos ka se sanse ne yekwa akoto aba nti no ne ho behia se ye betwen na nke koto aba wia sanse ne ye ko abra to mrimu a ne fa zenke ko to aba ne ba nanka ya beto aso enni se nyankopon onim ye eye no fofi so anto ata na ye mampani de ka ba bi efi ho no ye nhyeden tum ho na mon kese bia hema na mon kese pa anki ya betuo no enni se nka ye beye ye beto aba ma ye MDCs o memu ha no mampani watwemu nana kufuado na nko wotu saa na mo no me sanse chinye ba emu chinye kakra ba emu se no person ke to aba no on the basis of party lines mana Ghana for enene nya adwene no nti no em the last minute ya nke emre be so me akoto aba na no se wotu ni na ATM nti o me enye saa de no but the maker question said and among bebre ho a yetu nemum ye nse dan koye nim bebre free samia o mampani a wo nya ne ba bi kro e bi saa de mi ba sanse mi betu dwan nti sesia na na ba de akire a se wo ye mampani John Bahama so de abai na me gidi se ese nyina yesom eni giem nanka ye hwekwankwa nyina be fa so be boa na ye bitima sector the constitution nim ami etima ko enim se de
okay lawyer Sabre yenhwe sede o mampanyin na nyamemfa ne kransie wanya ne ba bi ko mampanyin dada Atamils wo sha ase no somewhere 2010 na sa nhyase ne ba sede wasi achemu na wo beka se de o mampanyin his excellency John Dramani Mahama wo sha ase no so bekwa ko wie te sede ono sha ase na nase we die because wo beka se mfie 9 within 4 years obetimi enhwehwemu betimi adede abadwofo no betimi nhwehwemu yaba ama ometimi aye amendment said de wo hwe animu na ana
the queen say yes say am say but bobi aka na mesme de so say ye hwe o man ti pa o man pani obetimi asesa eniema bibiri pa enna na yo man pani jo mahama isan ense bibiri a pani fata ina yejitu ebini say wono wo experience essence said you be isan say what you man pani bi pen e pasa aba enti onim mistakes ni ade o na wo huni na se be ga we say o mo 5 months so mo fanyo mo nyina na de do mo ni say sa 5 months no de ama mpedi for so mo fanyo mo no ni say de abefo ka no they would want to reinvent the wheel isan say e gba no bi e kan ya to hodada enti se pa e kan ya to o ye wo research government fight for the other so no se o ya san fa o se be se ejuma na nka me huni se e pass mu se ye ya twemu no na nka wo be fa na nka nsa che bi o ma no ma ye dia be bi o ha na bia ne etan se emre ekoni no se ye fa 14 years ni e bi be ti enima be asesa sa nyama no na ko onzi na ekwa kwese mi omu be sakra bibie ni nanka de eye omu no mo de aba se ne o mapani nye yo mu de ese ese no nka asesa sana mimi ku ni so mu be yo mu adwuma no nya se bia wo be she adwuma ni nyina se foforo Nikiti se koba sa dia sa 5 months dem mo pay employment na
omuntimi lawyer
ni nyanse mu no mo ni se enya dia mo be sha tie ko kra
okay lawyer yesai embisa biom ebinom ebra o mampanye pause abedwekoi ebinom che o madwe obinom se ye hwe ni mu se enkoba se o mampanye beka se mfie 9 so a se o mampanye ba bia ba obeba bedi no obe extend ya na so obetoa mu amana ko be mfie nwotwe ntime se obi first time no eye mfie nwotwe se ekoba se ehonom no so no omoye sa review no se o enko no mfie nsia na se mfie nwotwe so a ebe ye onwanwa na
enya no mama kra isan se sanse ma wo kan pani odi kan bi sa nyansen na bi nchire beto edwa no omampani dada president kofo na wo de sanse beto edwa no se pani fo bebre bi no na se eto asomu pa isan se sisi amene o kasai ye hwe omampani male sorry ye de emfa omampani mahama na na mamu ye fa enye mfatu bi se sisi obai na otweme nsani afena oyi ni mpanifo a wono be yedwuma no kra no sisi ye hwe mu pa wa ya de pa difference da but no ni nya ka na meka se because of the experience we can have a power that more no way ma fe no mo person di mo kan so mo dada the money is ya kakra then sa ye beka amampani abanya kanene nyina no e bi be up to 6 months no that so e
ni mpanyimfo okay
no be yet man no wi but we dey within the first 1 month no wo kona nimpa se de osiko no se kwana sa wan wi about the second month maybe e go to wi
okay
na se wo de sabo so mi nyina e na wo de ba be yimpanyimfo no be yɛ adwuma na wo de enfie sɛn na wo de be yɛ adwuma na ankasa na yɛn sɛn ka hu ni sɛ acha enfie bionu ene bosu di kakra be ba be to mu no saa mbe no na ne party so akɔ primary that we flag bearers e ba sa attention ne adwumadie nyina wo ye bi nyina no wan hwe ana so na nyina akɔ politics already your mind ankasa etimu na ankasa no after the first 1 year na ankasa no already na bibia adane politics
okay
afi ya man ko na nke ese resu bu no na ye nhyede nya adaji mu o mani sanse afi na bedane na wan edi dream kese na wan ni kese wan ye we ne wan ni we na afi politics saa ji woni me awon no na o man mo na ankasa no wan we na be afi out of the 4 years pe after the 4 years na afi pe ni ye di man mo na ankasa ebasa na amwa enti president Kofo de betu just say nke timi na be 7 years na 8 years na one term nke ebeboa pa
okay
na boa no ne se ndiba no se wo de Africa no wo de betu ni mpanimfo a ebasa o fie bebre a wo de be yadwuma
okay
anya bia kan so de fie sia kra ye adwuma wo de afi ba ko ebetutu ni mpanimfo na de ba ko kra so akwa flag bearer race ni ade a na hwe ananka
okay yo yeda sepa senior lawyer Justice Abdullahi ewo wumre ne wadaje awagede amaye ewo premo kase eso mrepemu ye besa ba wakachi bim na ye hia bia nso yasan ebisa wa aginchichi mu wo ho abusuafo ye toa kase ne so enche bia ene beto odwa se eba Anglo Gold wo mo bia ya wo mutu efomagudia nipa binom a wo mususu se wo momfa emrakwan so entu efomagudie abo awura wo mo akache honom na sabre ya His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ede krata bi apia bontene na sa krata mu no ene ode ato edwa se wo ma adehye wo se wo de yaw ne areho pa ene etro sa eye krata yi no ma adehye no nyina ya kwenkanka wo ma mahwere wo magusua na sabre ababeto dwa se nipa enwotwe ena wo mo ahwere wo mo nkwa mo susu se wo mo ye nipa bi o mo amfa kwampa so ene kopie mu e Anglo Gold for wo mo mining site wo boase sabre ye mprempren wo se watu eye asrafo ene empanyimfo binom se wo mo enko ho wasan so ati abadwako sabre ya se wo munye nhwehwemu emfa ohawa akoso wo ho no mama nipa nwotwe ahwere wo mo nkwan na wo bibia wonfa kwampa so etu anamon ema saa oyenei esie no yemfa no megina eye emra no na mra eni ni nipa omampanyini asan akyerem se emprempren ye die womo a womo ho aka no womo prepra pa no Anglo Gold eye dwumakuo no enhye se womo ebesa womo yare womo bills nyina eka ewo ma yare hwemu nyina no womo ntua eho kana fe so womo mahwere womo nkwa no so womo nhye se womo behwe ekire ame yakwakokora womo ewo eye omama womo kora be papa sabre ye wabo eye bambo adwumakuo no ene asrafo se womo eye ban ewo honom pa se de beyi a pinchen minti no wose ne sa ewoi ebio ensan enko eso enti sabre opanyina oye okasamafo ma His Excellency John Dramani Mahama eye ora Felix Kwachi Ofosu wona kasama no wona ne nsa hye eye kratayi ase. President Emma Ghana Union Traders Association ede abasobo kese pa ESA President here Dr. Joseph Obeng na sabe wabo eye Owura Kwame Dr. Enesofori Sapone Dr. Kwame despite abaso pa se abrea kantamantofo ekwa ahuyehie mu no wo ma anya wo ma jeje mu wo makọ akwa so masane aboa wo mo pa na sabre eye Dr. Joseph Obeng e de atudwa se ba eye Dr. Kwame despite eni ni nua Dr. Ofori Saponwa se wo mo ahokeka ene wo mo a wo mo de boa eye dwadifo ne Ghana mpuntuo no aya na yade a eso eni papa sabre wo de abaso bokese pa ena ama wo mo
ani ahumobra sa emrantia no ewo no eye NSO for support any nua Kwame despite doctor eye anisoye a se oma no hwe na abosodie bi ase obi ademo anya kantemantu die nkwa Osha no makosi hospital ha no ma say police station ha Kifed club ya eboabo atene yempo ehyiamudi e wa ha say na wo mudi makotene pa ti so bi ya ade a wasayeye no adwadifo ye ni sopa na dia ye fekura ne say wo mo ye ye ne ayediem ti mo hwe dia adwadifo timi ye ne fa compare dia afo so ye Osha adwadifo ye wo tema yetimi eye eniema eboa omano eti yabekoso ne de aseda ama omo na yasre nyankopon enhira sonko e de ama omo ne wo mabusia mu ni na odo ya yenua no adwadifo mpanimfo atre eye Ernest ene ninua despite enya sua de ema business people in particular na entrenko other areas to support political areas no manufacturers no because no NC copim time manufacturing is not complete unless it reaches the final consumer yeah jadifo ya ne boa emo mani tumpo tie wa ahukyerem a that's o mani na wo ahukyerem editi amwa bia wo bia betimi dia boa te say dia wo ka chansen say ya hwehwe be 28 no 28000 no wo bia beso yase ye hia nua ye hia cement and ye hia ska so e de abeso wo mo asen because wo busi dia ni wia eso mkopeska wo mo dia didwa no enti ye besra ban ya ne wo mo na didwa no bom yan ana ma banks ni nyamfa so tisi akwa ahukyerem a se wo mo so enya tema bi ade ma yen sadi we si enya dwadini no phone so edimestres banks ani wo mo edidwa na no wo mo emfa eka no enche wo mo so mo ntimi fa nche wo mo kra na wo mo embomod na o mo reschedule that no at a longer time sebe ya wo mo ho be hin ha wo mo timi de adidwa no da ajojo we de etaba na mo we de na social ni nyina na yehu se enye sanye aspecture we buy no endam bibi so enti ye bedi kan asese abaya hwehwemu enye hwehwemu ye pa ba de hadwe ne se kamwa atoyancham buy no na abaya na also no ekwa mafofra ba but minime se abaya obey no ye dia sama akotu de no di kan so afra ne akasa enti obomodin na ohwehwemu ne ehunu ekwan ya ebetimi aso no a sadi we emma biu na wonzo so a
yes ebonye no se won hu on so won fa blood kwan so na me se sadia tie bia no ye adwadi fo enie nya me abeboa ye because you say o won kwa na wa de ti ba se me nua no brodu awufo a me da no say mo bia nusu hope na mo bia kai say enkwa ni hia na sadia on won kwa no sadia na tie bia no ba say on da mu enti e beda won so a e tie ye nka afa say atoranche won aba moa ti say ye nua anase ye no doctor osekwa me ni nua oforisapo ababoboa no onu a akache bia na so bibi won nsam no obetimi aba na obaboa kitwa bia nsa
area ebusiafo ye gina guta president abasobo a wode kwa ma doctor osekwa me despite eni ni nua doctor oforisapon yiso ni ahome premo kase so ye koba nua bema David oforisafo bongo difara na ode agudie munsam so abeta ahwefo e baba sesia